You are here, walker in the weirdness. Your arrival heralds change.
I'm looking for Chieftain Ingvi.
I am Ingvi. May my stature not surprise you. For the Thoid, it is what you bring to the tribe that matters. I bring myself, my skills, and my devotion. I am my tribe's servant.
The voice of the tribes calls you to the moot.
I've heard the voice, but I cannot answer its call. The members of the Thoid tribe are preparing to fall into sleep, and it is my duty to ensure their safety while they do.
What is this sleep?
We sleep to dream the mother's dream. It is sacred to the Thoid. Until now, only Senya has dreamed, and before her, a long line of devoted and sensitive Thoid warriors. Through the dream, we commune with our guardian giant, the one we call Mother. Now Mother wishes for all of us to join her. She promises to protect us from the weirdness.
How is the dream supposed to protect you from the weirdness?
Mother promises that the strength of the Thoid's united dreaming will repel the weirdness and encompass the entire Forlorn Swords. By embracing the dream, the Thoids will protect not only themselves, but all of the Delrida too. The Thoids have long believed the world is heading towards self-destruction, and we are now on the brink of the end times. If there is a way to prevent that, we will do everything in our power to make it so.
What makes you so sure that the dream will help?
We are not sure, but we have faith. It has to be enough.
Why are you so sure the end is near?
We became certain the moment you set foot in our lands. Your arrival was foretold by Mother. She said that when the walker in the weirdness arrives, it will be time to fall into the sleep. Through our dream, we will save ourselves from the end of days.
Is that the only way to help the tribes? I'm trying to do it differently.
You are the walker in the weirdness. You can do far more than we ever could. We have tried everything. Magic, diplomacy. Some of us even joined One Eye's rebellion. But it wasn't enough. We needed Mother to show us the way. She said that only by joining her dream in another realm can we truly affect the reality we know.
The Thoid tribe worships giant?
The Gunvalder tribe did the same. They worshipped their giant too. We believe King Arthur entrusted us with his crown for a reason. There's always been a special bond between the Delrida and the giants, going back to the Age of Legends.
Perhaps Arthur could prevent you from falling into sleep.
Perhaps. He was the only man who could speak to the giants as an equal. But how could we find out now? The king is dead, and he's not coming back. This is our last chance to make a difference. We need to trust Mother.
How does the crown work?
That's not widely known. But we have our own theory. We believe Arthur bound his essence to the crown, which allowed him to communicate with the giants and gain their allegiance. However, you can't bind your essence to another being without mastering the weirdness first. That's why we believe Arthur must have uncovered the secrets of the weirdness, unlocking the mysteries of the Fordwellers long before he forged his allegiance with the giants.
Do you wish to join them in the dream?
I will keep watch until everyone enters the land of the dreaming. Once they fall into sleep, I'll decide whether or not to join them. I may simply become a nameless, tribeless Delrida.
You don't sound very convincing. You want to put everyone to sleep and disappear?
That is my honest answer. It's the only one I can give. Words shape reality. You shouldn't use them unless you're certain of the reality you want to create.
If I help your tribe, will you come to the moot?
How do you think you can help us? Can you do more than walk the weirdness? Can you walk through dreams too? If that's the case, I won't stop you from entering. Mother will decide if you're of use to her. But don't you dare harm her, even if you can. If you do, you'll have the entire Thoid tribe against you. That much I'm sure of.
I will enter Mother's dream and find out how to help Thoid.
As you wish, Walker in the Weirdness. I won't make any decisions about the dreaming until you return with answers. Or the will of the Mother.
I love how she talks.
Walker in the Weirdness.
Gladdens school to see you here, for it means we draw ever closer to Sonder. Behold the dreaming, our true home. Walker in the weirdness. As I greeted you in the waking world, so do I welcome you once more.
Why do you call this place your true home?
The world that withers is no home to us. It is a fleeting mirage where nothing holds, nothing remains. There all crumbles, without meaning, without end. But the dreaming is eternal, and it has a purpose. The deepest of all layers, Sonder.
You spoke of something called Sonder. What's that?
When your arrival ended the vigil, the dreaming began. The final phase of our dreaming is Sonder. Sonder is the moment when we shall become one with Mother's dream, forever entwined. Sonder is also a place deep within the lowest layers of the dreaming. There at last we will be safe, far from the world ensnared by the weirdness.
What's my role here?
Ingvi believes you may unravel the burdens that weigh upon some of the Thoid. Without freeing them from these burdens, they cannot enter Mother's chamber, where each of us must drift into ever deeper dreaming, until at last we reach Sonder.
What of Ingvi? She's not here among you.
Ingvi's burden is to guard the village of Thoid, to safeguard Mother, and to ensure that all members of the Thoid tribe journey towards Sonder. She awaits the right sign. When it comes, only then will she choose her fate.
What exactly are these burdens?
Life, unfulfilled duties, feelings that tether the soul, keeping it from sinking into the dreaming's embrace. Each of us carries burdens. Once, we of Thoid would end our vigil and return to wakefulness, striving to cast off these burdens through life itself. But your arrival ended the vigil, it began the dreaming, and Thoyd may no longer wake, not unless such is Mother's will. The home of Thrym and Sidara, a love shattered by the waking world. Yet another sign that the waking realm is not meant for the living, but for the dead.
You, don't just stand there. Help me find Vilekin. I know that filthy swine is hiding somewhere around here. We have to find him.
Who's Velkin?
A filthy beast. A mongrel who tried to put his hands where they didn't belong. Oh, how I wish I had cut them off when I had the chance. But he fled. And now he's entered the Vigil and I will not let him go any further. If he dares try to harm her again, I swear...
Who did he harm?
Senya! I swore to protect her, but I failed. I chased Vilekin from her bedside, then from the tribe. But he still managed to worm his way into the Vigil. I need to find him. As long as he's out there, Senya will never be safe, and I will never be able to join her in Sonder.
How do you know this Velkin is here?
Because I saw him. I tried to give chase, but he's surprisingly good at slipping away in this place. He cannot be allowed into Sonder. There is no place for the likes of him among the dreaming. His very presence would be like poison.
I'll find him.
Good. I'll wait for you here. Bring me his head so I can finally dream in peace.
You are the walker in the weirdness. You walk where few dare. I don't feel worthy of asking for your help.
What's bothering you?
I need help. Not for myself, but for those I have failed. My mate Sidara, my friend Bodil, and I went to the Giant's Barrow. We sought knowledge, a sign that we still walked toward Mother's dream. But what we found instead was ruin. Bodil, our companion, did not return. And Sidara, the White's touch took hold of her. She's no longer herself, not truly.
What needs to be done?
Find Bodil. End his suffering. And Sidara, she still sleeps, but her soul cannot rest. They must be freed from this curse. Then, at last, we will have peace. We will join Mother in her sleep.
Where can I find them?
Bodil's earthly vessel might still be in the White's lair. As for Sidara, she sleeps in our hut, beside me. I feel her. So close yet so distant. Please, bring back my loved ones. Free their souls. Then, maybe we can find ourselves again. Join the Mother.
So this place isn't really... that happy, is it?
Ho ho ho, you're here. Munvarth knew you'd come, even before we headed to the Mother's chamber.
Who are you?
They call me Yarnsfer. Because that's my name, Yarnsfer. So that's why they call me that. Makes sense, doesn't it?
Where are you headed?
To the Mother's Chamber, where we'll dream forever. Munvar says great black ships that devour the sky will take us there. I don't know if that's true. He makes things up sometimes. Like that time he told me he brought me a giant's tooth. Turned out to just be a regular old walnut shell.
Who's Munvarth?
He's my friend. My raven friend. I mean, he's a raven. Feathers, wings, a beak, all the raven things. And he's the reason I'm worried. Well, not really him, actually. It's my stupid head. Always forgetting things. Before I entered the Mother's Dream, I told myself, Yarnsver, remember to let Munvarth out. And, of course, I forgot. Damned useless head, and rip it off my shoulders and toss it into the abyss if I could.
And this Raven, he told you I'd come?
Yeah, he talks to me a lot, and sometimes he says things that make me really wonder how he even knows them. When I asked him, he just said it's a Raven secret. But funny thing, he only talks when it's just the two of us. If anyone else is around, he clams up like a corpse.
Maybe you have some mystical bond and no one else can hear him.
No, that could actually be it. I mean, I never thought of myself as a mystic. I always figured I was just spouting nonsense. But maybe I'm actually speaking in mysticisms. Oh, that would explain why I forget everything. My head is filled with mystical secrets beyond mortal comprehension, and there's no room left for mundane things.
What were you supposed to let Munvarth out of?
His cage. And the cage is back at my house. But not here, on the other side. You know, in the waking world. Because we're in a dream right now, right? Sometimes I mix it up and forget where I even am. It's this stupid head of mine, I swear. If Munvar stays in that cage, he'll starve to death. I left him food, but not enough to last a lifetime. Well, I mean, it'll last a lifetime. Just a short one.
You left your friend to die?
You don't have to rub it in. I already feel bad enough. Not only did I leave him, but as long as I carry this worry, I can't go deeper into the dream.
I'll help you.
You will? I'd do it myself, but I can't go back anymore. For Toids, dreams are a one-way journey. Both Munvarth and I would be forever grateful. Here, this is the key to his cage. It works like any key. Just stick it in the lock and turn it. I hope I can travel back to the waking world. And please, make sure to apologize to Munvarth for me.
Walker, in the weirdness. You're here. Finally. You have to listen to me.
What troubles you?
I need to speak with Yngvi. But ever since the dream began, I can't leave this place. She must hear this before it's too late.
Tell me.
That's exactly the problem. Sonder is a trap. No one can go there. Especially not Yngvi. Please, I'm begging you. You have to help us.
Sonder is a trap? What do you mean?
The Giant Mother, the one we believe to be Mather, wants us to become her children, to surrender ourselves to her care. But why did we ever assume she was Mather? Our Mother Goddess was a warrior. She gave us the strength to stand against adversity, to unite against those who seek to destroy the Dalriada. And what is this dream, if not turning our backs on our kin? On the other tribes who still fight? Are we to crawl under Mother's skirt
I thought Sonder was every Thoid's purpose.
Sunder is an escape, and now I see it clearer than ever. If we flee into Sunder instead of standing and fighting, we are no longer Dalriada. There is no honor in this. We are on the verge of losing everything. Our identity as Toid, our very souls.
You want me to relay your message to Yngvi, that's all?
I don't know if it'll be enough, but you have to try. Tell Yngvi that Rune reminds her of the duty of every Dalriada. We stand and fight. We dunny run. The Giant Mother is not Mother. She's nothing but a weak, selfish wretch who would see the Tuid destroyed.
If I refuse, you won't enter Sonder anyway, and you don't want to.
I know my plea must sound desperate. If you grant my request, I'll enter Sonder. I'll be thrown into it whether I want it or no. But if that is the only way to save the tribe, then I will do it. I will sacrifice myself for them.
That's very interesting. Of course this is a trap.
Walker in the weirdness, you return. Welcome.
I'm here on Rune's behalf, it's important.
Ah, Runa. I suppose that means you simply must tell me whatever it is, just because it is his wish. He has told you, I hope, how much he longed to become chieftain. He tried everything to be chosen. One of those attempts nearly cost me my life. But among the Thoid, ambition is one of the gravest sins. That is why I was chosen as chieftain. I was the only one who did not seek it.
Why accept the role if you didn't want it?
I was chosen, as is the way of the Thoid. I couldn't refuse. It was the will of the tribe. As for Runa, he would have thrived as an Ulfrite. I have no idea how he managed to pass our trials. Whatever he's asked of you, know this. Runa has his own reasons for stirring up trouble. So tell me, what is it this time?
Rune believes Sonder is a death trap for the Thoid.
Does he now? And he's only just come to this realization. Now that he's in there, and I'm stuck here. Let me guess. He wants to switch places. To take the chieftain's seat while there's still a tribe left to lead.
Rune believes that Giant Mother is not Mather, and that Sonder is a shameful escape.
An escape? That is what I feared. I never would have thought Runa and I could be of the same mind. You're voicing my own concerns. Thoid, the forefather of our tribe, was a warrior. We have never forgotten his teachings. And Mother? Who knows? Maybe we've given too much meaning to something that, in the end, is just another creature. Immortal and mystical she may be, but she still has her own goals and desires.
What will you decide?
The difference between us is that I face my challenges, while Runa flees from his at all costs. Taking him at his word would be naive, but I cannot ignore what he says. I bear a great responsibility. On the one hand, there is the myth the Thoid have followed for centuries. On the other, my own doubts, and the opinion of a man who's known to work against me. Tell me, Walker in the Weirdness, you do not share our burdens. What would you do in my place?
Sonder seems suspicious. You should think carefully before you follow this path.
I will. You have my word. You, Walker in the Weirdness, see things in a way the Thoid cannot. We've always placed our trust in intuition. And if mine tells me there may be truth in Runa's words, perhaps I should heed by it. Thank you for your involvement. My duty as chieftain is to hear the voices of my entire tribe, even those who are not respected, like Runa. You may leave me to my thoughts now.
Thrum. The Thrum. The Thrum. Through.
Everything is in Yngvi's hands. I trust she will make the right choice.
I felt it. The weight, it is lifted. Their souls are free, and now there is only one more task to be done. You must send me to her. Wherever Sidara may be, I will follow. And I know we will be closer to Mother then.
You want me to kill you? Are you certain?
More than I have ever been. But listen, my body still clings to this world. The flesh resists what the soul has already accepted. When the moment comes, I may fight. Not because I wish to, but because I am still bound to this place. Still outside Sonder. Do not hesitate. Strike true. And when I am gone, let the wind carry my name to Mother.
I don't want to fight you. You've been through enough.
And yet, there is no other way. If you will not raise your blade, then I must raise mine. Not out of hate, not out of fear, but so you do not have to make the choice yourself. Forgive me.
Oh!
Hello, it is you.
About Munvar.
Did you manage to free him from the cage?
I did.
Thank you. I hope he finds a new home, or at least some other ravens to keep him company. And I can already feel my burden lifting. Now I can join Mother and Senya in their chamber. Hello, it is you.
Behold, Walker, this is one of Mother's earthly faces. She watches over us now in the dreaming, as she once did in the waking world. I believe Mather watches your path with great intent, as do I.
Hold on, give me that dialogue.
Mother's chamber shall open only when all Thoid within the dreaming have cast aside their burdens.
Have you found him? Have you killed him?
Yeah?
Oh, thank Mother. Senya is finally safe, and now I can see her again. Thank you. Wait, who are you exactly? You look like an outsider, yet you entered the dreaming.
Your people call me Walker in the Weirdness.
Walker in the Weirdness? You? Oh, thank Mother. That means the vigil will soon end, and we will all be together. And I will see Senya again.
You seem to miss Senya a lot.
I do. I swore to watch over her in her sleep, and it has been an honor, but I miss her presence. I miss the sound of her voice. She's so still when she dreams. I wish she would smile again. Have a good sleep, I guess. Thank you, Walker in the Weirdness. Now that wretch is finally gone, I surely will.
Let's see the Mother's Chamber.
You have come, Walker in the Weirdness. Jarnsfor, Rune, Alfild, Trim. You do not yet grasp the weight you have lifted from their shoulders. No matter how great or small their burden, it still bound them, kept them from journeying towards the deepest layer of the dreaming. But now they may step into Mother's chamber, and you shall be granted this privilege as well. After all, this is why you are here, is it not?
I want Ingvi to attend the moot.
Yes, that is why you will enter Mother's chamber, Walker. The choices that must be made shall be made within. No matter the outcome, you have the gratitude of all Thoid. Were it not for you, we could not have embraced the dreaming. We could not have stood before Mother's chamber.
What awaits me inside?
You shall see my sister, Senja, and Mother, whose dreams we have shared, and in whose dreams we long to become one.
Anything I should know?
Do not fear. No harm will come to you in the dreaming. I know that you are expected, Walker. Indeed, the time has come.
Here we go.
I have watched your journey, Walker in the Weirdness. I saw how you helped the lost Thoid children face their burdens, the weight that kept them from entering this chamber. For that, you have my gratitude. But I know you have your own purpose. Now tell me what it is.
Look, she has the eggs here. Like the ones we saw. I have questions on my own first.
I welcomed you as my guest, so I will grant you this privilege. Ask then, Walker in the Weirdness.
Who are you exactly?
In your tongue, you might call me Moonrose. I was known as the Giant of Bloom and Ash. I stood beside my brothers and sisters as they entered this world. And I stood beside them when they faded into eternity, guiding them on their final journey.
The Thoid told me my arrival ended the vigil and began the dreaming. What does that mean?
You humans cling so desperately to the waking world. Your dreams are fleeting. You dream, then wake, and in doing so, You destroy what you have dreamt. The Thoid follow a path to end that destruction. To stop waking. The vigil was the first step. Those brief visits prepared them for a reality beyond the waking world.
Why were there a Thoid waiting for me?
Because I dreamt of...
Oh. Voice acting? Missing?
You bring change. And in the waking world, change is the greatest force of all. The human child, Senya, the keeper of my dreams, delivered the message to the Thoid. With your arrival, the dreaming would begin, and their final burdens would be cast away.
The burdens. Why did the Thoid need to shed them before entering the chamber?
Nobody should fall asleep, weighed down by earthly concerns. They only bring fear and nightmares. And there are enough of those in the waking world. They have no place in the dreaming.
Why have you been waiting for the Thoid to join you in this place?
Don't you already know the answer, Walker in the Weirdness? You see the world beyond my dreaming. It is a layer of reality steeped in suffering. A place where all that lives is doomed to perish. No civilization will endure. It happened to the Foredwellers. It happened to us, the Giants. And now, your own end draws near. Avalon is no longer a place that favors you.
Avalon is no longer a place that favors you? What do you mean?
The Avalon you know is falling apart. Its collapse began the moment you humans set foot on this island. Your presence brought conflict. And that conflict has irreparably weakened the very foundations of this land's reality. For a short while, you delayed the inevitable. You found ways to buy yourselves more time. Even those are failing now.
I still don't understand why you allowed the Thoid Dalriata to escape.
Because we share a unique, carefully cultivated bond. Long ago, the Thoid turned to me, for they saw me as a mother. They sought my guidance, and for generations, devoted themselves to drawing even closer to me. Until at last, Senya appeared, offering herself completely so that the path to Sonder might open for humanity's children. Elder Ingavi, in turn, took upon herself the burden of ensuring Sonder for all her kin. This is the nature of our bond. Both the Thoid and I have given much of ourselves, despite the weight of the burdens placed upon us.
What is Sonder truly?
If you have asked the Thoid, then you have already heard the truth. I have not deceived them, nor have they deceived you. Sonder is both a place and a state of being. It is the deepest layer of my dreaming. When the Thoid sink deeply enough into my dream, and linger long enough to reach Sonder, they cross a point of no return. They remain there forever. Finally safe, cut off from a world that races toward its own demise.
Tell me about giants. Why do you remain asleep?
We swore fealty to the human king. Arthur spoke in our language, and his words were resonant, full of wisdom. He promised us an Avalon free of those who could shape reality through the weirdness, twisting it to serve their own whims. We helped him drive the Foredwellers back to Tuathan. We helped him because he showed us a vision of the world where all were equal.
And what happened?
From the moment we bowed our heads, he ruled over us. After the terrible war, Arthur gave us an order to sleep. And so the dreaming came to be. Then let me ask you one. What brought you before the dreamer?
I want Yngvi to attend the moot.
So you have chosen to follow the voice of the tribes and his fading hope. Gerfan, a man who so desperately wished to be a unifier, who carries such a deep thirst for retribution, while I strengthened my bonds with the human children of the Thoid tribe. I learned much of his mission. He believes tradition can be a driving force, that some things must unfold as they always have. That is why he waits for Yngvi. But Yngvi's place is here, among us. And when her kin entered my chamber, the Thoid Elder's burden was lifted. She has no reason to remain in a world crumbling into ruin, all for the ambitions of one old man.
The Thoid are needed in the waking world. Gerf wants the Dalriata to unite and march for Camelot.
The Thoid are not needed by anyone. Gerfan clings to his dreams of unification and retribution, stubbornly picking at wounds that refuse to heal. Tell me, Walker, do you truly believe uniting the Delrida will change the fate of this world? That marching for Camelot will break the cycle? The Thoid have suffered enough. Now they have a choice. Leave this crumbling world behind, or stay and drown with it. You ask me to let them fade into nothingness. I cannot allow that. I don't want to.
Enough. There is no reasoning with the giant's stubborn nature. No matter what you say, she'll keep dragging you deeper into the labyrinth of her mind. That is why I ordered the giants to sleep. Their nature was unpredictable. They reveled in strange manipulations, willing to wager their own lives in primitive bets and frivolous games. And so, I speak. Whatever this one demands, grant it. That is the order of the king to whom you swore fealty.
I was wondering how long you would stay silent, letting the human whose body you stole speak for you. You have lasted surprisingly long. I suppose emptiness and oblivion have taught you some humility. Nevertheless, greetings, Arthur. I am glad I have finally dreamt of this moment. The moment I can tell you, face to face, that everything is your fault. Avalon is falling because you existed. Because you continue to exist. This is also the moment I accuse you of murdering my children. And the children of the other giants.
What's going on here?
Your human king got to know us well. When he ordered the giants to sleep, he knew that our children could not dream. Dreaming is something giants grow into with age. Having no choice but to obey, we left our children behind in the waking world. Alone, defenseless, condemned to the coldness of death. Quiestra, the child I once held in my arms, never dreamed with me. While I built layer upon layer of my dreaming, she was dying. But I had time. Enough time to dream of Sonder. A place and a state where death holds no power. There, I will dream Quiestra. I will give shelter to the entire Thoid tribe, including Ingavi. I will not abandon any more children to the waking world.
Is this true?
I have made many terrible mistakes during my reign, but I always considered what was best for my people. At least, that was my intention. I wanted to make Avalon our home, free from the plague, free from forces that would seek to oppose us. I thought that my return would restore balance, that I could prevent Avalon's fall.
Your idea of what is good is twisted, human king. As for you, mortal, yes, you need the blessing of the tribes to claim the crown. Those were the terms of the sacred pact, but you will have to manage without the Thoid. They will all come with me into Sonder. I will care for them as if they were my own children. And I will save them from this world's corruption.
Oof. Let's see. I will wake your kin and release them from the oath they swore to the crown.
To leave for Sonder, knowing my brothers and sisters have been freed from an order given centuries ago. Tempting. But as for your words, human child, how can I be sure you'll follow through on this decision?
You can't, but Arthur said your kind enjoyed wagers. Let's call this final bet before entering Somber.
Do you know, Walker, why we have always been drawn to games and wagers? Why we were willing to stake our fate on the roll of a die? Because nothing was ever truly ours. Even as giants, we were bound by the weirdness, by those who could wield it. But a wager is freedom. In an instant, your fate is placed on a precarious scale. It is the only law that does not enslave. It allows a choice. And so, of course, I accept. Even if I never see the outcome, I will dream of all the possibilities. I release Ingavi from her journey to Sonder. May she carry the burden of the Thoid who remain in the waking world. But you, leave now and let us dream.
Man, those were many interesting choices.
Walker in the weirdness, you return. Welcome.
Mother releases you from obligation to enter Sonder. You may join it, but you don't have to.
I don't know what to say. Has Mother sensed my doubts? My true burden? Deep down, I've always felt that Sonder was not my destiny. I envied Therov for joining One-Eye's rebellion and getting to see the world. I envied Taranis for his work with the Alchemist's Guild. Now I will have the chance to know real life. But I cannot be the elder of a tribe with no tribe. Perhaps I will join those who refused Mother's call. For the first time in my life I feel free.
What will happen with the Thoid tribe now?
The Thoid. We have long been divided between those who follow Mother and those who were deaf to her call. Or at least, that's what we believed. That they were cowards, unfaithful, ungrateful wretches. But I was never convinced by those words. To me, they were simply brothers who dared to walk their own path, even at the cost of eternity. Deep down, I admired them. I am still Thoid, and I am young. When I come of age, I can bring more Thoid into this world, perhaps even with the help of those who return home one day.
You're not afraid they will be different from the Thoid you know?
I am certain they will be. They will believe what they choose to believe. It will be a new beginning. My role as elder was to guide the Thoid of old to the dreaming. But those who come after them will live in the waking world, and I will guide them too. At last, I will be allowed to grow up. And I'll admit, I cannot wait.
How do you think the rest of Dalriata will react?
It's hard to say, but I don't truly care. They will either accept us, or they won't. But who knows? Perhaps this time we will grow closer to them. I've always thought they envied our direct connection to Mother. With Mother gone, perhaps we will finally build a true rapport.
Can we count on your presence at the moot?
I don't know how Gerfan will react to an elder without a tribe. But, well, he summoned me, so I will come. There is a reason why the Thoid made me their elder. My power, despised by the other Delrida, is truly unrivaled. And on the battlefield, a skilled Thoid is worth 10 Volker warriors steeped in Mather's fury.
Do you regret not entering Sonder?
I know I will always wonder what Sonder would have been like. And I know my heart will grieve for my kin. But something tells me this path is not closed to me forever. If there truly is a place we go after death, perhaps it is Sonder. That would also align with Runa's claim that Sonder is a trap, and that, in truth, everyone dies before entering Sonder. Maybe he was right. If so, then when I die, my soul will awaken in Sonder. I will see my tribe again. And finally, I will meet Mother. That is what I have decided to believe. See you at the moot, Walker in the Weirdness. Thank you for everything you've done for us.
There we go. I convinced everyone. And now, I guess it's time for moot. Unless... I'm not sure if this is the final quest. So... I'm gonna go back.
Step closer. Hey, you there.
And finally do some side quests that I wanted to keep till this moment. Now that I have everything open.
if nothing happens soon.
I actually met Rel. Cool that I can tell her.
You have? Where? How is she?
Cool, she's in Connacht.
Of course she does. Does she seem happy?
Happy enough with what she's doing.
That's good. I'd rather she stayed with me. But if leaving the tribe only made her miserable, I wouldn't want that either. Stay out of...
Cool.
Why is everything always such a hassle?
Oh, you're finally here. But our crows are not. I don't know what could have gone wrong. Maybe I misheard. Maybe I mixed up the names of the villagers. Oh no. They're here, aren't they? You won't get me. Over my dead body.
That can be arranged. However, it just so happens you're too valuable for us to simply kill you.
I'm not going with you. You won't take me alive.
Calm yourself, Vidar. You know exactly what you did, and why you'll cooperate with us willingly. Well done, Hatchling, for bringing Vidar to us. Your efforts will not go unnoticed.
What's going on here?
Exactly what it looks like. We're taking Vidar. He's far too valuable to simply let him die. I'd advise against interfering.
Actually, I'm with Vidar. We came here to take you down.
Oh? Perhaps you'd like to learn just who you're risking your neck for. Vidar probably spun you some tale of being a harmless Pict, a scholar of the weirdness, captured by cruel bandits?
Yeah, so?
So Vidar's a scourge to his own people. He's been hunting his own kin for years. He's the one driving the Picts from the region. If you support him and let him go, you may as well start hunting them yourself. The two of you can enjoy your genocidal romance together. And meanwhile, Avalon will lose the only force capable of fighting the horrors of the weirdness. Frankly, it's quite reckless.
What do you plan to do with Vidar?
Oh, nothing terrible. Since he's been thinning out his own tribe, those best versed in the weirdness, we'll use him as a bargaining chip. We'll hand him over to his kin and let them decide his fate. In return, we hope to gain a scholar of the weirdness willing to work with us of his own free will. It's not a bad solution, wouldn't you agree? Believe me, we don't have to be enemies. In fact, we can help each other.
Is this true, Vidar?
The only ones I killed are children of Morrigan. Yes, some of them were Picts. But once you swear yourself to that wretched order, you stop being human. That's why they lured me here, don't you see? I've slain those who murdered my kin, not the other way around.
Ah, so this is the bedtime story you tell yourself so you can sleep at night. How quaint. I only kill the wicked. I only hunt the guilty. Sure. Tell me, Vidar, when did you start deciding who still counts as human? That sounds worse than anything the children of Morrigan ever did.
How could we possibly help each other?
The children of Morrigan are dedicated to Avalon's well-being. Naturally, we operate from the shadows. We've long realized that working that way yields better results than marching under Camelot's banner in broad daylight. That's our purpose. Securing resources like scholars of the weirdness, guiding those in power to serve the people's needs. And we need more wise souls to join our cause. So, are you interested in joining our organization? Ready to take on the mission of restoring Avalon? All it'll cost you is leaving Vidar in our care.
I have some questions first.
Undoubtedly. Yet sometimes in life you have to take what one would call a leap of faith. I trusted you to make the right choice. Now you'll have to trust me, because I already told you more than I should have.
Since this is a chain of quests, first I'm gonna take his side, then I'm gonna take her side, and we'll see which one is cooler. I'm with Vidar.
A pity. Then let's see if the strength in your arms matches the sharpness of your mind.
You're welcome,
Sir, you have arrow in your arm. Sir, where are you going? Sir, come back. Sir, we need to talk. He's searching for enemies, that's why.
We did well. Good to see you didn't fall for that snake's lies.
Why did they claim you killed their kin?
Because that's how the children of Morrigan operate. They'll twist the truth, manipulate whoever they must, all to further their own agenda. You saw through it. Not everyone does. Their shadowy influence can be alluring to some. It's reassuring to know there's still some decency left in Avalon. Perhaps we think alike. Time will tell.
Tell me more about Children of Morrigan.
Have you ever heard of whispers of shadow governments, of secret orders pulling strings? There's more truth to those than most would care to admit. They don't rule openly, no. They place their people in key positions, courts, military outposts, anywhere decisions are made. Not as commanders, but as the ones whispering in their ears. The trusted right hand, the loyal servant. They scheme, they influence, they guide the hand of power. And so, their own hands remain clean.
I sense there's more to the story.
There is. I was one of those they manipulated, and I paid the highest price. I was the head of the Hoyt family, one of the most respected among the Picts. One day, we took in a girl from another tribe. She seemed innocent, pure-hearted, or so we thought. She twisted my mind, drove me to the brink of madness. My house fell into paranoia. Brother turned against brother. By the time I learned she was a crow, sent to bring ruin to my family, it was too late. That's why I know what they are, and why they must be stopped. No one should suffer, as my people did.
What's next for you?
I've made it my life's work to root them out. And I will. You've seen what they're capable of. That's why I ask, will you stand with me against the children of Morrigan? Or at the very least, will you stay out of my way?
I'm with you.
A wise choice. I have a lead on another crow spawn. Take him down, and we'll be one step closer. In the meantime, I'll keep hunting. Their reach is further than we can see, but mark my words, we'll root them out, no matter where they hide.
Where can I find next member?
Look for Rolf, a keeper of the South. Paranoid, erratic, always seeing plots where there are none. For once, he might not be wrong. I overheard something. Whispers that his brother once served as a fledgling among the children of Morrigan. That alone would make him a target for recruitment. And knowing them, they wouldn't ask twice.
What if he's not among children?
The children don't leave loose ends. If his brother served them, he's on their list, one way or another. And if they've turned him, he's a threat to more than just us. A keeper swayed by the children of Morrigan is a danger for both the Horns of the South and Camelot. He wouldn't just be a traitor, he'd be a foothold for them. A way inside. Looks unassuming, but don't be fooled. And make sure no one sees you taking him out. No need for extra complications. Good hunting.
Let's see some loot. Applies a strong poison buildup, but half of it is applied to you as well. Melee crit chance by 4%. Crit by 5. 3. 2. 1. This is from the dude, the merchant, cool merchant. We need to have a quick word.
Dewey. Funny, I was just thinking how people keep showing up uninvited, watching, asking questions. Or maybe that's just a coincidence, right?
You seem restless. What's wrong?
What, are you here to diagnose me now? Maybe I just don't like people sneaking up on me. I know I'm always being watched. I know there are forces in Avalon, unseen, waiting for the right moment. The fools don't see it, but I always have. And now, they're closer than you think.
Word is the children of Morrigan have taken an interest in you.
Wait, what? Who told you that? Even if they did approach me, it's none of your business. I can take care of myself, thank you very much.
The children twist minds. Have they reached yours?
They tried. Maybe they're still trying. But yes, you're right. The children of Morrigan did approach me. And that got me thinking. I've always known we weren't the ones pulling the strings. I used to fear that. People called me paranoid. But now, knowing they exist. The jokes and the doubters. I was right all along. We are ruled from the shadows. So the only logical thing to do is join them. And since I just confided in you, you do realize I can't just let you leave, right?
Whoops, nothing to see here. All good. The deed is done.
Then it's done. I'd say we made the right choice getting rid of him. If he was innocent, the world lost a paranoid fool. If he wasn't, then you severed one of the children's threads before they could weave it into something worse. Right call or not, it was a necessary one.
Are there any other crows among keepers?
Not that I know of, but I wouldn't be surprised if one day we hear of another. Crows are like weird beasts. Cut off one head, and 3 more take its place.
Who's next?
You've got a taste for it now, haven't you? I applaud your enthusiasm. As it happens, I've gathered some intel on a wannabe crow not far from here. A certain band of outlaws has an ambitious leader. The children of Morrigan are watching him, waiting for the right moment to make him a fledgling. If he rises, he'll be their weapon. So, you take him out before he earns his place. But this time, you won't be facing one man. You'll be facing all of them.
Where will I find them?
There's an old Camelosian watchtower, abandoned long ago. They've made it their den. I'll mark it on your map. Take them out before their leader earns his place. Once he's a fledgling, it'll be too late.
Not enough.
You're no match for us.
Crow's Mask. Crit damage 50%, attack speed 50%. That's crazy to get so early. Physical attacks regenerate 10% of damage dealt as stamina. Increases sneak damage by 33. The 1000 stabs. Applies bleed. I got Bran.
Another blade snout before it could be sharpened. Very good. The children of Morrigan lost a pawn today. And with him, a dozen more who would have spilled blood in their name. You've done Avalon a great service.
Are you doing any hunting yourself, or am I the only one doing the killing?
Don't joke about this. It's not mindless killing. It's a cause. I lost everything I held dear to the children of Morrigan. No amount of blood spilled will heal those wounds. I know that. But justice for my family must be served. So, yes, I'm committed. Just as you are. Never doubt that.
Who's next?
Quanot. There's a prison guard there named Flown. He wears the colors of the city guard. Keeps his head down, does his job. Harmless, right? That's what they want you to think. It's not uncommon for a crow to hide in plain sight, disguised as an ordinary man. A quiet hand, pulling strings when no one's looking. I need you to find out if he's one of them. If he is, we do what must be done.
I doubt he'll just tell me he's a crow.
No, he won't. But the children of Morrigan have their ways. Quiet words, hidden signs. Listen carefully. They have a saying. May Morrigan's wings shield you from enemy eyes. It's not something outsiders would know. Say it to him. If he's one of them, you'll see it in his face before he even speaks. And then, well, you'll know what to do.
It will be done.
Just as it should be. One cut, one kill. That's all it should take. Go to Connaught. Find Flan. Test him. If he answers in kind, you know what to do. Don't hesitate. If he's a crow, he's already watching. Already waiting. Beat him to it. After it's done, meet me in the abandoned village on the plains near Connaught. We'll go from there.
I'm an outcast.
Hello again.
May Morrigan's wings shield you from enemy eyes.
So, you're looking for the children. That means one of two things. You want in, or you're in the way. Which is it?
Tell me more.
See, that's the wrong answer. If you knew the words, you wouldn't need to ask. Means someone's feeding them to you, using you to clear the board. And that ends with your death.
I'm an outcast.
I'm glad I unlocked everything. And now I can go through both quest lines faster. Flan's dead.
Then we move forward. A crow in a uniform is still a crow. No doubt he greased the right palms, whispered the right threats. You cut that short. But we're not done. The next one won't be so easy.
Why does nobody react when I kill officials?
Maybe you're just that good. Better in the shadows than those you hunt. Or maybe fate itself is watching over you, guiding your hand. But if I were you, I'd take it as a sign I'm doing the gods' work.
Who's next?
This time, it's a nameless Dalariata, formerly of the Thuid tribe, now known as Wither, a mage. He's holed up in a cave near the swamps, no doubt twisting the weirdness to his advantage. The children aren't just killers, they're opportunists. If they've taken a liking to him, it means he's dangerous. And if we don't stop him, he'll be worse. Be careful. Steel alone won't save you against magic.
Pet? Mount Kelpie. Oh my. Kelpie just waiting here. Where that permanent merchant was. Interesting. So now you're my horse. Very interesting. Okay. That's cool.
You're here to kill me. That much is clear. But tell me, before you lift your blade, before you cast your spell, have you ever wondered why?
You're a crow, that's enough.
A crow? Is that all I am to you? No name, no past, just another tally on your list? Tell me, what do you really know about the children of Morrigan? Beyond the stories your leader feeds you? Or does it not matter, as long as you have a target?
You know Vidar?
I know of him, more than he would ever admit. You think you're hunting the children of Morrigan, that he's guiding you toward justice? No, Vidar is more entangled with the children than you can possibly imagine. Tell me, have you ever wondered how he knows so much? Have you ever wondered why there's always another name, another place, another crow for you to cut down? Do you really believe he's only ever been the hunter?
What are you saying?
I don't need to lie. The truth is far more entertaining. Vidar tells you what you need to hear. He points you at targets, feeds you his war. But has he ever told you what started it? Or is it that story he keeps just out of reach? Maybe he fed you lies, just like the ones he hates so much. Maybe when this is over, you should ask him, if you live long enough to care.
crippling bolt. I had that. I got rid of Wither.
Efficient. I respect that. Wither thought himself untouchable, twisting minds to suit his needs. You proved him wrong. One more stands in our way. If we're lucky, taking her out ends this.
Wither said you're somehow tied to the children of Morrigan. Is that true?
I know their ways, because I have to. Because no one else fights them like I do. But if you think I'm one of them, go ahead. Draw your blade. See where it gets you. I already told you what drives my hunt. Beyond that, I don't owe you my past. What I do owe you is the only truth that matters now. The children must fall.
If you were one of them, how do I know you're not leading me into a trap?
And for what? Tossing you at the most dangerous people in Avalon for my own amusement? Think about it. If I were a crow, how would that benefit me? No, my friend. My intentions are as pure as the All-Mother's bosom. Believe it or don't. As always, the choice is yours.
This is the first time you asked me to hunt a woman.
Women make the best predators and deceivers. Born knowing how to listen, how to vanish, how to strike when least expected. The children of Morrigan don't care for strength alone. They value shadows, whispers, secrets. And she's better at all three than most men I've killed. Underestimate her, and you won't live to regret it.
Who is she?
She's a Pict, hiding in a cave in forlorn swords, far enough to be forgotten, close enough to still pull strings. Not just a fighter, but a master manipulator. No need for a blade when words can turn others into weapons. And when persuasion fails, something worse takes its place. Summons. Creatures bound to her will. Ready to tear apart anyone in the way. Be extra careful. Magic isn't the only danger. Doubt is too. If you're not certain why you're there, you won't survive it. Go prepared, or don't go at all. When it's done, meet me near the mountain. I believe we're at the end of the road. Soon, you'll claim the ultimate reward.
Part 2 finished. time for part 3. It's you! Wow.
Let me guess. Vidar sent you. I was wondering when he'd finally get around to me. Always thorough, that one. But haven't we met before? Down in the depths of the island asylum?
That's possible. I was imprisoned there.
Ah. So we were rats in the same cage. Small world. And now you're here, playing executioner? Funny how fate works. So, any questions before we get to the point of your visit?
How did you manage to escape?
I think you already know the answer to that. I'm a crow, and we have friends in important places. Island Asylum is no different. One such friend was very apologetic about my capture. The moment I got out of my cell, soon after our chat, he found me and smuggled me back to shore. I know you must despise us working with Vidar and all, but trust me, being a crow has its perks.
Did they capture you because you're a crow?
Not at all. They wanted a pict and they caught me off guard. And I have my suspicions about who ratted out my hiding place. I'm more than sure it was our mutual friend, also a Pict. Ring any bells?
You know Vidar?
Oh, I know him all right. He's the reason I had to run from my own people. I wouldn't be alive if it weren't for the children of Morrigan. They gave me back my life, my purpose, my family. Vidar can kill every last one of us, but he'll never take that away from me. I just hope you realize you're not fighting for Avalon. You're fighting for Vidar's version of it.
Vidar says you're dangerous. I don't have to kill you if you give me a reason not to.
A reason? Oh, I have plenty. I'm no killer. I'm a protector. I do whatever it takes to help the people of Avalon, by any means necessary. Be honest. You didn't come here to listen. You came here to finish what he started. But tell me something, how many of us have you killed already? How many names has Vidar whispered in your ear, sending you off like a well-trained hound? You're hunting the children of Morrigan, sure. But what happens when there are no more crows left? Think about it. Will Vidar finally rest? Or will he find another enemy for you to cut through?
What are you implying?
You're smart, you'll figure it out if you live long enough. But I doubt Vidar will give you the time.
What's Vidar's endgame here?
Oh, he's more than meets the eye. You see a hunter, a man waging a war, but wars aren't fought without reason. You've killed crows, sure, but have you ever wondered how he always knows where to find them? How deep his knowledge runs? You think he was never one of them? Think about it. If he wasn't, how does he know which threads to pull, which ones to leave untouched?
So there's more crows, you're not the last?
Of course not. You've been killing my brothers, but we've never served under just one hand. Self led one wing of the children, Vidar led another. 2 crows, 2 visions, both playing their own game. You think Vidar was just some stray, hunting us out of vengeance? No. He had his own band, his own fledglings, his own agenda. And now he's making sure his side is the only one left standing. You're not just hunting the children of Morrigan. You're erasing his rivals. Now you know everything. So, what will it be? Do we fight, or do we pretend we never met?
I'll let you live.
Well, that's generous. I won't thank you. Mercy given is just another debt waiting to be collected. But if you're sparing me, I suggest you watch your back. If Vidar finds out, you'll be next on his list. Let's hope this nostalgia doesn't get you killed.
Wow. Am I meant to walk on the sword to get to him? Oh my god. This is so cool. Man, look at this. Wow.
Welcome back, my child. You have served me well. Now that the stray crows have been plucked from our ranks, I am finally ready to make the ultimate sacrifice. The time has come. The children of Morrigan shall rise from the shadows and claim the throne of Avalon. All shall serve Morrigan or perish.
What do you mean by ultimate sacrifice?
Blood for blood, my child. That is the law of Morrigan. With every crow you cut down, you strengthen me in her eyes. The rivals are gone, the false ones purged, and now there is only one step left. You and I must duel. Your blade against mine. Your will against fate itself. And when I stand victorious, Morrigan shall be reborn, her strength fully restored. Avalon will kneel before her. The true ruler will rise, as always meant to be. And you will have the honor of being the final offering.
Your blood may be spilled. That would make you the ultimate sacrifice.
Spoken like a true disciple. Blood is blood. Sacrifice is sacrifice. Morrigan cares not how it spills, only that it does. If I fall, my death will feed her. If I stand victorious, she will rise with me. Either way, she is served. Blood will flow, and she will drink deep.
So if I defeat you, I'll erase the cult of Morrigan from Avalon?
Kill me, and you think you've won. You might scatter the children, break their ranks. But Morrigan, she is war, death, blood spilled upon the earth. As long as men fight, as long as they kill, as long as the rivers run red, Morrigan will endure. You cannot kill a god. You cannot silence the scream of battle or erase the hunger for power. The moment you believe you've won, she will rise again, in another form, through another hand. So go ahead, struggle, spill my blood if you must. But know this, every war, every blade drawn, every last breath taken in defiance feeds her, and one day she will return.
Permanent attribute point. Well, that was interesting. I'm curious about one thing. Can I get his loot? I did loot some stuff. Okay, shaman stuff. And he gave me this. Permanent attribute. And that's it. That was his. Quest chain. Okay, now let's do the other side.